This will happen to your GM truck. The seats, sooner or later, a lot of people put seat covers like Devin did on his truck. So today we're gonna try to attempt to make our seats look as fancy as this truck right here. This one isn't a seat cover though. This is a full seat replacement. So he had to take off his old leather seats and put this in here. But I bought some seat covers that kind of looks like that. We'll go ahead and unbox it real quick and kind of compare to his side by side. Mine was a lot cheaper and probably a lot easier to install too, but we will see. Oh yeah, these are fancy. It almost feels just like if it wasn't a seat cover. Kind of feels like your actual, the diamond stitched. I was trying to copy you a little bit. And then we got the bottoms. Okay, so they make it pretty easy for you to install. It's got little straps and stuff. Slide right over. This is what the seat cover looks like. It actually feels pretty good too. Almost felt like genuine GM leather. And I like the little cross stitching right here. And it's kind of ventilated too. So, looks cool. This is what my current interior looks like. Pretty worn out, but it's not too bad for over 200,000 miles. Oh, about to be at 200,000 miles. 195, 197-ish. It's not too bad. But let's see how it looks after we put the new seat covers. And this is the back. The back is actually not bad. The back is kind of newish looking just because I don't use the back seat. There you go. There's a hole right here. So you gotta stick a paper clip in and it'll come right out. And then we just slide the new cover over and see how it looks and how it fits. Just like so. So you got 3 anchor points. So far so good. Everything, I'm actually really impressed by the fitment so far. And then at the top you're just gonna push through like this where it sits like that. And then we'll do the bottoms next and then figure out where to strap this piece. Alright, so we're gonna attempt to do the bottoms now. This is what it looked like before. And then just gonna slide over like that. Okay, so here is the fitment for, here's a fitment for the front. Honestly, this is not bad for just a seat cover. There is a little air pocket right here, but once I sit and get it broken in, I don't think this will be an issue at all. But it looks pretty good, not gonna lie. I usually don't like seat covers, but this one's really nice. The fitment is not bad at all. It's time to do the rear headrest, remove it, but it's almost like it requires 3 hands per headrest, because we have to get a paper clip.
Aha!
You got it? All right.
90 degree.
90 degree?
Pick. That's all you needed.
So what, just...
It's not as flimsy as a freaking... You gotta hold up on it though.
Hold up on it?
Give me a hold your camera.
Yeah.
Be a glorified cameraman for a minute.
Yeah. Push this in. That, and then... I don't really feel anything. Oh, there it is. Ooh. That is a lot easier. 90 degree pick. So use a 90 degree pick for the rear headrest, because the front you can use a paper clip and get away with, but the rear you need a 90 degree. And so here's something I've noticed. Here's something I've noticed so far. This headrest, not this headrest, the rear seat covers. The model that I ordered, it says crew cab / double cab. I'm wondering if it's universal to where it fits both, because it appears to be a little bit short. That much. And there is no specific selection where you pick it for a crew cab. So I wonder if this is just kind of what ends up happening if you have a crew cab vehicle. So if that's the case, it's kind of a bummer. I'm gonna reach out. Several days later, for the back seat, I'm actually gonna have to clean out the back of my truck. That's just been collecting a bunch of stuff that doesn't need to be back here. So clean this out, and then I'll show you guys how to install the back seat, because it looks like we're gonna have to unbolt the seat and push it up to get it unhooked from the back. This Harbor Freight Hercules 3/8 was not bad. It's pretty stout. Anyway, for these seats, there's 4 bolts. One here, and I removed the seatbelt one right here, and then 2 more. One here, and one right there. So once you've done that, you can lift it up and unhook it from the back. Okay, this side's gonna be a little bit harder by myself. Like this, and then put the screws back in and tighten it up. Honestly, for a seat cover, this is pretty intricate. It's almost like doing a leather seat conversion, honestly. These turn out as good as the person installing it, so let's hope that this turned out pretty good. My first time really doing anything interior wise. I don't really mess with interior stuff. up the seatbelt. As for the headrests go, my headrests are in pretty good shape. I just didn't see the need for sliding this over, so I didn't install it. If you have different color interior and it's not gonna match, you should probably put the headrest. But for me, it's black on black and it's pretty close. I would say maybe this is like slightly lighter color, almost closer to like a grayish, but you probably couldn't tell through the camera right here. Maybe you can, I don't know. But here is the finished product. Now, as I was installing this, I sent the company an email just to double check on this fitment right here. And they advised me that this year, make and model, so this 07 to 13 body style, they are still kind of in like almost testing phase / prototype phase. And I sent them a picture of this. So they're gonna do some R&D and figure out why it's not fitting. That could also mean that they might send me a whole new back as well, just because there's slight gap right here. And the reason why I bring this up is because the front is like perfect fit, almost like a leather seat conversion. So I'll show you on this side. This one, the fitment here is not the best, but I think it's also because they're still trying to do some testing on it. Yeah, honestly from here it looks pretty good. Just gotta slide this over in here like that. But for a seat cover, it's not bad. It was a lot more work than I thought, so just be aware. If you think it's just like one of those slide over seat covers and you think it's going to take 10 minutes, like me, I thought it was going to be like a 10-minute job. It's not going to be. It's going to be a little bit more, and for me this was a little bit more than what I signed up for. But hey, at the end of the day, this looks better. So the fitment here is a little bit off, but like I said, this is about, seats like this is only as good as the person installing it. So I probably didn't do the best job installing it, and also with warm weather, it will actually help mold to the seat and fit better eventually. I know I already showed you guys the front in the earlier video, but I have been driving around for the past couple of days, and it started to kind of mold to my seats a little bit better. And now that the weather is warming up, so the front, the fitment is almost like perfect. You couldn't even tell that I have seat covers. If you just looked at it, you would not think that these were seat covers. You would think these were just leather conversion kits, but they're basically slide over covers, and they look really good and they fit really good. And the only thing I kind of had to complain about was how it kind of sticks out right here. But like I said, with over time, with heat and me just sitting on it, it is gonna mold, and it'll probably adapt, and it will get rid of this air bubble here and probably fit better in the future. Now the only thing I don't know how well the heated seats are gonna work. I think it's still gonna work pretty good. Luckily, I don't have cooled seats. If I had cooled seats / ventilated seats, I don't think these would work. They would have to come out with something specific for that year, make and model. Luckily, I didn't have to worry about that with this truck, but I'll test out the heated seat part and get back to you guys in a future update video whenever they release the proper rear seats, and I'll do another whole how-to and review and install and fitment video on that. But as the fronts go, I'm pretty impressed, and you can't even see the rip right there, which is a huge plus because it was kind of looking a little bit, it did downgrade the truck a little bit. the way it had a tear right there. But you know, I've been wanting to do leather conversion or diamond stitched leather seats on this truck for a long time, and this was a pretty solid option in my opinion, especially for the front. We'll have to see how the rears turn out when they send out the proper fitment, but I really don't use the rear seats anyway, so I didn't even have to put the cover. The only reason why I did it was just because I didn't want the front and the back to be different. That would look a little tacky. So even though I'm not going to use the rear seats that often, I still installed them just for to keep everything unison and to make everything match. Alrighty guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of the custom interior seat covers. I personally am a fan of it, and last couple days I've been driving a truck and it feels pretty good. We have some plans for the LML here. So I'm about to order some 2414s and maybe stance it out for a little bit. We're gonna rewrap this truck, and you can't really see because of the glare, but I'm gonna show you guys what happens to your wrap when you don't wash it for 2 years. Because I've had that wrap and I did not take care of it for 2 years because I knew I was gonna redo it, and it is pretty nasty. So stay tuned for that video. I'm gonna do it here pretty shortly now that the weather is warming up here in Georgia. Some places are still cold, but luckily for us it's been in the 60s to 70s, and it's finally warming up, and I'm gonna redo that truck and I'll show you guys how to wrap it. But let me know if you guys like LML content.